Okay, I'd like to now move to City Council and City Manager to issue encouraging statements and recognize city staff. And I know that Mr. Coffman has some words that he would like to share, and I'd like to turn it over to you at this point.
Thank you. First, I'd like to recognize our firefighters that rallied together to do an outstanding job in rebuffing the fire from wiping out La Pan. That was a lot of hard work by those individuals, and also a lot of work at the Emergency Operations Center going on. And Jay Webster, our emergency management operator or operations coordinator, was on his way back from Houston and coordinated getting aerial planes to fight that fire while he was driving here as quickly as he could. So it was pretty impressive to see those planes go through the lake and pick up water and then go dump it. We also had 2 jets dropping flame retardant material on that site, and the wind changed just the right time and helped that, and it went towards Erath County more, and La Pan was spared, so it's pretty impressive. I also want to acknowledge the police department and all that they did in that. We had 8 officers stay over, and we brought in another 7 to work in addition to what was normally happening. But we did send officers to La Pan to assist and to facilitate the evacuation process, and everything was very peaceful, and they were successful. Some didn't want to leave. They were rounding up their cattle and what have you, but at least they were told what was going on by our police officers. So Mitch was at the Emergency Operations Center with myself, and he had a couple other staff members there, and so it was quite the ordeal. Even though it was not in the city folks were very involved in what was going on, and so that mutual aid is very important. We're neighbors, we take care of each other, and I just wanted to mention that. Another one I've been wanting to talk about for quite some time is our wastewater department, wastewater system department. We have 2 departments, a collections department and a treatment department. This is really rocket science for everybody because y'all just like to flush the toilet and call it good. But I want to recognize my team that puts this together and keeps us in great shape every day of the year, 365 days a year. We've got the 2 departments consist of 16 employees, and their duties include some of these: maintain, clean, and unclog 420,000 feet of sewer mains. Did you realize you got that many feet of sewer mains? Maintain 1,600 manholes, operate and maintain a 2 million gallon per day treatment plant while constructing the new one simultaneously. Maintain 46 lift stations. There's not a lot of cities that have that many lift stations. Because of our topo, we have to pump stuff uphill a lot and around and over and under the lake and back up the hill, and it's just a lot of lift stations for a city this size. And then, we maintain grease trap ordinance compliance too for restaurants and other facilities that have that problem. That's a 30,000-foot view of what these folks do. Our team has to be licensed by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. These licenses take 6 months for the D license, which is the minimum that you can operate with, and then 2 years for a C, 5 years for a B, and 8 years for an A license. We're very lucky to have 3 AA operators on the treatment staff alone, and 1 certified to instruct. What that means, they've got an A water license and a wastewater license, so they're very certified. We also have double certified operators with both departments that are licensed in water and wastewater. Lastly, there are multiple college degrees spread throughout our staff. We've got 5 bachelor degrees, and then the rest we got the double A, the A and the B, CCC, D, and new guys working on their D license. So it takes a deal of education to be able to successfully handle and treat wastewater effluent, and I'm proud of these guys. if we zoom into the day in the life of the wastewater operator, they have to know and or learn chemistry, biology, hydraulics, math, electrical, plumbing, heavy equipment operating, machine operations, confined space entry, commercial vehicle operation, traffic control, customer service, state and federal compliance, computer software of all different kinds, and endless training and safety. They stand ready to respond in the heat, cold, pandemic, emergency, or just general call from the customer. I can always say these guys do the one job no one wants to, and no one ever wants to, and no one ever calls the sewer plant and thanks them. So you might want to think about doing that. Generally, we will get a call when something isn't working. You know, that's where you hear the problems when they happen. And so we have many A licenses in this unique situation specific to Granbury. There are even more A operators not mentioned here, but on the water side, and 2 more certified instructors. So I'm just talking about the wastewater folks, the team that treats the wastewater and collects it. Also, just to compare apples to apples, just north in Weatherford, they have almost triple the staffing maintaining a larger system and population. However, Granbury has the 46 lift stations that I mentioned, whereas Weatherford just has completed their 26th. And just so you know, we're working to rehab a lift station right down at Hewlett Park, and it looks like it's going to cost about $2.5 million. Handling wastewater, treating it, reclaiming it to where it's potable or usable for other uses is a very delicate and time-consuming effort. It costs money. It costs training. It's not for the light-hearted. And so I just want to thank our solid waste, our liquid waste folks for all that they do for us, and give them a little credit tonight. So thank you, Rick and team.
Yes, sir. Mr. Rodriguez.
Mayor, I just want to say that I was on my way back into Granbury, and I went through Lipan, and I just want to say how grateful, how impressive the different agencies came together and worked together. I mean, you saw the community come together, people that had livestock out there. I mean, it just tells you what type of community and what type of city you live in when people are offering to give up their trailers to move cattle, to move livestock. It didn't matter what livestock. It didn't matter what type of animal. They were ready, and they were on the side of the road. I saw so many livestock trailers on the side of the road with trucks waiting for somebody to call them and tell them an address to go to remove those livestock. You saw state departments, you saw local police departments, you saw the sheriffs out there. And those are the most ones that I just saw. And then you had the forestry division out there. You had all sorts of assets and agencies out there trying to fight this fire. EMS and fire department and just local citizens out there just giving a hand and pitching a hand. And then you had the community providing assistance. If you ask me, that's a sign of what a military unit does when it goes to war. All right? You have people that are on the front lines, and then you have the support, and then you have your community back home to support that. And without that, we have nothing. You have nothing. And I just want to say thank you for everybody that pitched in, everybody that was out there. And I also want to thank the staff here at the city for foreseeing what we're going to face if this ever comes again, and that is our radio system. If you didn't think about how important radios were out there during this time, we are trying to have a regional radio system implemented, and that is going to pay for itself with everybody that's going to be involved in it. And I just want to say thank you to the staff for foreseeing that and already having implemented that before. I mean, I can't imagine if this happens again and we don't have this radio system in place. But thank you.
Others? There are, there are many, many more compliments that we could and shall at an appropriate point in time. But people ask me, well, what have you learned since you became mayor? And I don't know really where to start, but I will tell you one thing. It ain't as easy as it looks. So, and the group of people that deliver for us every day, that they deliver things that are expected. We expect the toilet to flush. We expect water to be there. We expect the lights to turn on. That doesn't just happen. We expect that the park will be very nice. See, I got out on a roll here, so I'm going to stop right now, but I do thank each and every one of you. Thank you, sir.